Every once in a while, a game comes along that just stumps me, and today, that game is Archlord II. Why does it stump me? Well, my first impression of the game after playing for 2 hours is nothing. It's a little odd, really. The game failed to make an impression on me at all. Not bad, not good, it's just kinda there, like, what was I talking about again? Oh, right. Archlord II starts off with an entertaining cinematic showing off some of the game's better points, such as the ability to switch out weapons, blood splatters, and going nuclear. I'm not really sure what it has to do with anything, but it sure does look cool. You then get to pick your faction. You've got Blue Angel people and Red Dragon people. There are names and descriptions, of course, but I don't read. Pictures speak louder than words. So to decide, I just threw my mouse down at the ground and picked whichever one it ended up on. Blue it is. You then choose your race, which for some reason there's only one choice at the moment, so it looks like I'm stuck being a human. Pick your gender, and then pick from one of 4 classes. I say classes, but that's not really the case. You're actually picking your primary weapon. You have 2-handed swords, a sword and a shield, a bow, and a staff. Whichever weapon you choose will determine your primary skills. As was seen in the cinematic though, you will be able to equip the other weapon types as well, helping you fill different roles as needed, but we'll get more into that later. And after carefully reading each weapon's description thoroughly, I decided on staff because it has healing. Next up is creating your character. This is mostly done through a lot of preset options, none of which are very impressive. I eventually ended up with Bane, mostly so I could break up my Bane impression, but after attempting it, I realized I don't have Bane in my repertoire. So let's just move on and forget I mentioned it. Okay? Okay. Now, Archlord begins. Prepare for kill quest galore. Mostly picked up from these priest ladies. Not priestesses, mind you, priest ladies. Either way, I feel like I should be going to church more often. Luckily enough for this game, kill quests are kept short and combat is fairly fast-paced, so things tend to move quickly. Combat is basically hotkey combat, though at later levels combos are added in to mix things up a bit. Along with the kill quest are the mandatory fetch quests. However, the gathering animation, when mixed with my psychopath mask, provided for some interesting results. And that's the animation for gathering everything. Stone, bush, sacks of food, wagons. Leveling up in game is pretty basic. Put points into stats. Done. But while you level up your character, you also level up your weapon. With each weapon level, you are given points to increase the effectiveness of your skills or to learn new ones. As I mentioned before, you can switch out your weapon for another and level up that one as well to be your secondary weapon. It's an interesting system and really allows for some flexibility when grouping. Also, I do have to mention that auto-pathing is here, but it's starting to become a thing now, so I'm just gonna stop bitching about it. Now, for a game that deems itself as a PvP-centric game, there is a surprising lack of PvP before, from what I can tell, level 30. Granted, I've only played for 2 hours, but still, I was thinking I'd see some kind of PvP. There was a small contested zone, but I never saw anyone I could kill in it, so that was a bummer. At level 10, I was able to run my first dungeon, which I promptly did. It turns out this dungeon only required a duo. It was alright. And that phrase pretty much sums up my first few hours with whatever this game was called. It was alright. Nothing really good, but nothing terribly bad. Graphics? Alright. Combat? Alright. Class customization? Alright. Animations? Alright. Questing? Basic. And I think this is why the game really failed to make an impression on me. It was just basic. I'm sure the game probably gets better as time goes, but if you're tired of doing the same old stuff you've been doing in MMOs for the past few years, you'll probably never get there. Or unless you just have a thing for murdering inanimate objects. In which case, please seek help. What was I talking about again? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to visit MMORPGcom for all your MMO related news. And if you like this video, make sure to visit my YouTube channel for more silly MMO related videos. There are links in the description below.